Over 600 hours is all it takes to complete the nightmare, and that assumes average luck. With the unique drops from Nightmare being very niche, the average kill taking 7.5 minutes, and the drop rates being super rare, why would anyone ever grind this boss? Well, for me, I'm a collection log hunter, and I'm gonna have to tackle this piece of content eventually. But not only that, I genuinely do like the boss, and I like to grind really hard. So, despite the long time investment, that's not gonna stop me. I'm not leaving until this boss is 100% complete. And I don't care how long it takes. Alright, it's been roughly 9 months since I've been at Nightmare last, but I'm ready for this grind. So to start off, here's my log. So as far as items go, I'm at least halfway done. All I need is the hauberk, the jar, and all the orbs. And last time I was here, which I think it was like 9 months ago, I managed to get the pet. And also another reason why I'm back here is because a few weeks ago, they actually increased the drop rates for all the items. And I thought, I hate my life, goodbye to everyone I know and love, and hello, Diet Coke. Anyways, let's get started with this grind. Oh god, that hurts. This is only my second kill and I should have gotten an elite clue, and collection log hunters know the pain of seeing that message. Damn it, I still forgot the elite clue in the bank. Okay, I'm playing like complete ass. So I'm gonna go to Mass World for now, try to warm up and get good again. And right now it's 4:55 a.m. Yes, 4:55 a.m. And what that means is that Mass World is pretty dead right now, and usually small teams are actually pretty decent as far as drop rates. Like, so yeah, there's only 5 players right now. So it shouldn't be a huge time loss doing this, but also, again, I need to get good because I'm doing so bad. But yeah, let's see if I can get lucky. Alright fellas, you're playing with a big dog here. I give you no time to prep. Better be ready, because I'm here for the gains, and I need that max efficiency. Come on, let's go. Alright, my first kill in the mass. Oh, easy MVP. Too easy. God damn it. Alright, back at Fulsani, and I hit 800 kills. Alright, this is the end of day 1 of grinding Nightmare, and in about 6 hours I got 42 kills. Made about 2 mil, and I got 2 elites. Alright, now that I'm back in the groove of things, I want to talk about the setup and just some things in general. So with this setup, I should be able to get 2 kills per trip. I'm wearing full Inquisitor, and I use Voidwaker for spec. And Inquisitor Mace is actually best in slot here, because as of a recent update, they made it so if you're wearing the full Inquisitor set, the Inquisitor Mace is like tripled or something like that. I'll put it on screen. So I don't use Scythe here anymore. I got full Mage with Mage's Ring. Got Blowpipe for Sleepwalkers. Web Weaver is better, but I don't like how tick perfect it is, so I don't use it. Then I have supplies to last about 2 trips if I'm playing good. And then I got runes for Thralls and Death Charge. And then for Tyrell, I heal and spec transfer, and then I use the sleep spell since there's a lot of downtime for him, so he can regain health and I don't have to do as much. And yeah, that's all for the setup. I do want to see if I can improve it over time, but for now I just need to get more consistent with kills, because I tend to screw up quite a bit still. Now, this boss has a lot of mechanics, and it would take me a good while to get through them properly, so I want to give a quick overview of the boss. This is not a guide. I repeat, this is not a guide. Fulsani's Nightmare is weak to crush and has 5 phases in total. First, you drain her shield using melee. Then, you charge each pillar with magic, which in effect will drain her health, thus ending a phase. After the pillar phase, a sleepwalker will appear and they must be killed or you'll take significant damage. Repeat this for the next 3 phases. The final phase is essentially a DPS check and is very punishing, so make sure you heal up on food. Besides that, Nightmare attacks with all 3 combat styles. She also has 9 special attacks that are used throughout the fight. A lot of these special attacks requiring quick reflexes to deal with, or else you may deal significant damage. So that's a quick overview of the boss. Since the average kill takes about 7.5 minutes, you could probably see how it would take me a long time to explain the boss properly, so I'll leave it at that. Okay, ended off day 2, died about 2 or 3 times, and we got 27 kills, about 4 hours of gameplay, and nothing special still. Ooh, Nightmare Staff. Alright, well, that's my first unique upon coming back to the Nightmare. Unfortunately, it's a dupe, but I'll take any money since the common loot's trash. Alright, and I insta-sold the Nightmare Staff for a nice 55 mil. Day 3, we got 25 kills, 3.5 hours, and 2 elite clues. So since Project Rebalance came out recently, I've been hearing that Harmonized Staff is actually better DPS here, but I don't think there's been enough testing, so it's been up in the air. But I want to try it out myself and see how it is. Okay, so I've been using the Harmonized Staff for a few hours now, and I don't know. To me, it doesn't feel that great. Like, sure, it's a tick faster compared to Tumikin's Shadow, but I feel like I just hit constant low numbers, and it could be bad RNG, I don't know, but I'm not fully convinced yet that it's best in slot compared to Tumikin's Shadow. So I think I'm just gonna sell off my Harmonized Orb because there's not much uses for it in the first place anyways. Day 4, I did do 14 kills prior, but I had to close out my Rune Light. So in total I got 24 kills, and yeah. It's the next day and I sold my Harmonized Orb for a loss of 14 mil, and Nightmare Staff for a 3.5 mil loss. Ooh, okay, so 943 kills, and I got myself a Plate Skirt, which is my second unique. Oh damn, that's pretty fast. 6 minutes and 38 new personal best. Sold the skirt for 72 mil. Ending off day 5 with 60 kills in total today. So that's about 8 hours, I think. But got a drop today, so loot tracker looks a little nice. Alright, 1,000 kills. We are making some pretty decent progress so far, actually. So at this point, you probably get how the format for this video was like. So from now on, I'm not going to go over every day, but instead, I'll go over an overview for every week. And the same goes for every unique drop that I get as well. If I get a unique, I'll summarize how much I made at the end of each week. Ooh, yeah! Got the Harburg, sweet. So that means new collection log slot. Okay, get me out of here. And I got an elite clue, so even better. So at 1,079 Fasanis, I got the Harburg, and all I have left is the Orbs and Jar. And they are the rarest drops, so I can definitely still be here for a good while, but I'm just happy to have a new collection log slot if anything. So in day 6 and day 7 combined, I got 103 kills, thus ending the week. So in week 1, I didn't actually do a good job paying attention to what KC I'm at, but it's around 1,079. As for uniques, I got Nightmare Staff, Inquisitor Harburg, and Inquisitor Skirt. And selling all of those, I got around 176 mil. Man, can you believe you can actually make money off this boss? I know it's crazy. So in week 2, I was able to kill 231 Fasanis, which is roughly 31 hours. And I say roughly because there are a few times that I died, and at this point I'm not going to track how many deaths I've got in a week. And also, it doesn't include downtime like breaks. Not that I take a lot anyway, since I'm generally a very busy person. So definitely take those into consideration whenever I go over how many hours I spent that week during Nightmare. And the only unique I obtained that week was another Nightmare Staff, which I sold for 50.5 mil. Ah man, so I thought this whole time I was recording, but of course not. But I just got a new PB, and I'm trying a new setup. So I bring full Torva now, so that way my Voidwaker spec has a much higher max hit. And I bring 4 Sandfuse now, so that way during the pillar phase, I can use Augury, which is more DPS. And with this setup, I'm hoping that I can at least maintain 2 kills per trip. But besides that, the fact I got a new PB almost instantly, this setup is pretty promising, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, I just managed to finish up an hour, and I managed to get a 0.3 kill increase. And even though it's little, it does count, especially for a boss like this. And I do plan on trying Harmonized Staff again, even though originally I mentioned that it was not worth using. But it's gonna be a bit till I use it because I need to sell off some stuff to buy it again. So in week 3, I managed to accrue 204 kills, averaging roughly 28 hours. And within that time, I managed to gain another pet and another helmet. I sold the Inquisitor helmet for 51.7 mil, and that concludes week 3, which ends me off at 1,522 Fasani kills. And if someone's actually doing the math and paying attention, yes, I am off by 1 kill. One of the kills this week wasn't recorded. I don't know why at this point. But anyways, on to week 4. Ooh, new personal best, 618. Yeah, the setup is really good. I've been getting a lot more consistent times, like under 7 minutes. Okay, I shouldn't complain. So, got a plate skirt at 1,590. I know I'm not at the drop rate, but I am curious when I'm getting an orb.
Why is my life so pathetic? I just want to be like you, Paul, but the world's out to get me, and I just hate the suffering.
Damn. That's my second drop today. Alright, cool. Oh my god. Yeah, dude, Harmonized Orb, and it's back to back. Like, I kid you not. Like, hold on, I'm gonna scroll back. See, 1,689 Inquisitor Plate Skirt. 1,690 Harmonized Orb. Like, that's actually crazy. But what makes it even better is new collection log slot. Not only that, but it's the most expensive item from Nightmare, so nice big money. So here's my log to see some progress. Just missing the other 2 orbs and the jar, and we're at 1,690 KC. So I'm gonna sell this immediately. What the hell? That is a nice name. What? Can I have that name? Dude, where you get that from? So in week 4, I've gained 205 kills, having my KC at 1,727. And as far as uniques go for this week, I got a helmet, 2 skirts, and a harmonized orb. And as you can see, it says I sold 2 harmonized orbs. The reason for that is because I tried testing out harmonized staff here again, and as you can tell, I wasn't satisfied again, so I ended up selling it. And with all that being sold, I managed to profit 500.6 mil, so a really good week. Now it's pretty clear, but I still want to exaggerate how long this grind is. So within this whole month, I mean, yeah, sure, it's only been 28 days, but it's practically a month. But within these 28 days, I've killed the Nightmare 963 times. So divide that by 7.2, and 7.2 being how many kills an hour. That's 133 hours. And that's a lot of time dedicated for just 1 month. But I'm sure I'm well respected and no one thinks badly of me, right? Why wasn't I loved as a child? And within that month, I got 9 uniques, netting me a profit of 779 mil. Obviously, not including the common loot. I'm not gonna try to calculate that. So, not a bad month so far. But yeah, with the average kill in max gear taken about 7.5 to 8 minutes, and with the absurd drop rates for this boss, you can definitely see why a lot of people don't like grinding this boss, period. But I'm not giving up. I'm gonna keep going. Now we're gonna begin month 2. Alright, I've tested this for a few hundred kills, and I think I finally found the max efficient strat right here. So I now use the Din's Bulwark, which insta-kills the husks, even if you're in full mage. And then I also don't have an Elder Maul and a 3-tick weapon anymore. With the new update with Inquisitors, in max melee with Inquisitors on, you can one-shot the Parasite with Inquisitor's Mace, so there's no reason to bring an Elder Maul. The only downside is during the pillar phase, you have to do a full 8-way switch, but I don't really mind. And then with the husks, again, I just use Din's Bulwark spec, but even if I don't have enough spec, I just use the Inquisitor's Mace since it's a 4-tick weapon. Sure, you'll be losing a little bit of ticks, like 2, but it's not that serious, it really isn't. And then I have 1 Guthix Rest, which is mainly used for the Enrage phase, since I have no food in this setup. It's just a just-in-case type of thing. And then I have 5 Restores and 2 Sand Fuse, which is very comfy, I don't have to Prayer Flick or anything. But since there's no food, you do have to use Redemption, and this boss is a low damage boss, like you don't really get hit if you're doing everything perfectly or good enough. So that's why I have so many Restores in the first place. But yeah, this setup has been working out really well for me, and I quite like it a lot. Oh my god, another Harmonized Orb? What? Okay, I was about to complain. Why am I complaining? This is the most expensive drop. Like, this is actually good money. Alright, so, in 1,980 kills, I got my 2nd orb. And of course, still missing the other 2 orbs in the jar. And I'm about to hit 2k Fasani kills. Okay, we hit a big milestone of 2,000 kills. Oh man, it feels like I've been here forever. I mean, I guess I have, kind of, but yeah, it's been quite a journey. Like, you know, so you would think I would get tired of this boss. I genuinely like this boss. Like, I'm not even trolling. So, I've been enjoying myself for the most part. Oh my god, yes, Eldritch Orb. Oh my god, I am getting so spooned, it's ridiculous. Ugh. Like, I just got the Nightmare Staff, like, I think a kill or 2 ago. And look, I'm barely just getting started for the day as well. So getting 2 items that early is really awesome. 2,035 KC, which means I only have 2 more collection lock slots to go. I'm honestly happy, like, it's great. Just need the Volatile Orb and the jar, and then I can officially say I green-logged the Nightmare. Oh my god. I can't wait to say that. Oh wait, I just did. Okay, video over, get lost. And on that positive note, we end week 5 with a new collection log slot. And this week, we went hard. I got 342 kills that week. That's disgusting. So these days, I've been playing a lot better and more efficiently, so kills per hour is now at 7.8. So 342 kills this week divided by 7.8 kills an hour, that's 43 hours spent on Nightmare this week. What the fuck? Anyways, in this week, we managed to gain a Skirt, Harmonized Orb, Hauberk, Nightmare Staff, Eldritch Orb, and in total, I made 825 mil. That is a lot for a week. But things are looking good so far, even though I'm slowly dying on the inside. And my chair needs a good washing, you know what I'm saying? Alright, on to week 6. Ooh, I just got another pet at 2,083 KC. Ooh, look at that speed! 612 personal best. I really wonder if I can get under 6 minutes. I mean, it's gonna be very RNG dependent, but I kind of hope I can get that before the end of this grind. Man, today is a really sad day. So I was at work doing some AFK grind and I managed to lose 8 elite clues. I'm surprised I even managed to save those 3, but otherwise, I'm dying. Moral of the story, if you have to choose between your job and elite clues, go for the elite clues. I'll never be stupid ever again. In week 6, I got 276 Fasani kills, and the only thing I got this time was my 3rd pet and a staff, which I sold for 68.7 mil. And my KC for Fasani is at 2,345. On to week 7. Inquisitor plate skirt. Man, it's been a while since I've gotten a drop. Ooh, okay. That's what I love to see. I love me some big money. I still think it's a bit fascinating that Eldritch Orbs used to be under 100 mil at one point before everyone realized how good it was. So it makes me glad I didn't do this grind back when the price was so low. Today ends day 46 and this is definitely my longest session yet. Like, period for any boss in RuneScape. I did want to try to get to 100, but that was not happening. Otherwise, 88 kills in 11.5 hours. Today was pretty successful at least. We got an Eldritch Orb, we got a plate skirt, and we made 379 mil. And we are ending the day on 2,547 kills. And it's been a while, so I'll show my log. Looking pretty juicy. We got 2 of each of the most expensive items, and obviously we're still missing the volatile orb and jar. And that's about it. I think I've gotten every item from Fasani so far besides the mace, upon coming back at least. And I do hope I can get this orb before 3,000, but I doubt it. Anyways, that's enough for today. I'm not tough enough to get to 100 kills. Rate, comment, subscribe if you love people doing unhealthy stuff that you would never do. Every once in a while, I like to look at the high scores once I know that I've reached an unhealthy level in a grind. And at Fasani's, let's see, I'm rank 332 with 2,562 kills. So it really just goes to show you, well, first of all, this boss has been out for 3 years. But yeah, it goes to show you how little people grind this boss. And taking a look at my personal statistics so far, I've reached 402 deaths. And I've definitely reached a point in this grind where I'm so used to the whole process that I'm in autopilot mode. And there's a lot of times where I'm just cruising on along, and then other times where I'm just playing like complete trash. So that's why I have a lot of deaths. Woo! Oh my god. This is my first time getting Inquisitor's Mace, upon coming back, that is. Alright, so this is my 3rd mace. I got 2 others a long time ago. I got one from Fasani and another from Normal Nightmare. And even though it's not a collection log slot, I'll obviously take it since it's expensive. Ending off week 7 with 322 Fasani kills. And I made 805.2 mil. Oh no, I'm not gonna make it. Whatever. Please make it. Wait a second. That totally said 0 HP, did it not? I mean, I caught a brief glance. Wow, I think I just cheated death somehow. I don't know how that worked, but whatever, I'll take it. Week 8, I got 330 kills and 3 items, which was another mace, the hauberk, and the helmet. And in total, making 453.6 mil. Alright, so I just hit 3,000 Fasani kills. And yeah, nothing new with the log, but I actually looked up how long it took me to get from 2000 to 3000 KC, and it almost took me a whole month. And that's with me playing, just a little bit too much, just a little. But I am still motivated, but honestly, a little impatient too. So, I'm gonna go even harder. Oh jeez, wow. New personal best, 6 minutes and 4 seconds, almost sub 6. I have 47 elite clues. I have been here for a long time, and I'm getting tired of juggling them, especially at work, at my job that I have. So, I'm gonna try to eliminate as much as I can. Alright, in 2.5 hours, I completed 26 elite clues. So it's nice to have this stack dramatically decrease. And while I'm at it, it's been a while. I want to show how many clue caskets I have in general. Alright, so right now, I'm at 266 elite clue caskets, and then 526 hard caskets. I also did one master, so I'm at 100 finally. But yeah, that's the collection so far. In week 9, I've done 286 kills, and I only got 3 hauberks, which I sold for 175.6 mil. I've came up with so many gear setups ever since doing Nightmare, and I think I can officially say this is the last setup I'll be doing. I've been in autopilot mode for so long, and because of that, I've been getting distracted quite a lot. And as a result, that means I die quite a lot. And that's a lot of time I'm wasting. So with this setup, I'm now using food again. I have cooked moonlight antelopes. And with this setup, I should be able to maintain 2 kills per trip, no matter what, as long as I don't play like shit. So, I think it's pretty good. It's been working out nice. I'm still able to use augury as well. Which, by the way, I realized just recently I never mentioned that I switched from Tumekin's Shadow to Harmonized Staff. I'm finally convinced that it's best in slot. But before, I was using Burnt Pages, but I never realized until some time ago that Searing Pages is a thing. And pretty much what it is just more DPS. And I feel like it's been working out along with me using augury. So, yeah. Harmonized Staff is a lot better. And since I'm using Harmonized Staff, it does mean I am missing out on Thralls and Death Charge, but I feel like from the test I've been doing, which is a good 100 or so, I feel like I've been getting better time averages. I've been getting under 7 minutes quite a lot, whereas with Tumekin's Shadow, I was getting, on average, a little bit above 7 minutes. So if you're going to grind out Nightmare for a long time, I would definitely recommend Harmonized Orb. And for the rest of my inventory, I brought back Elder Maul and a 3-tick weapon, so that way I don't have to 8-way switch during the pillar phase in case the parasite comes out. It's just more convenient and simple. So the Amulet of Rancor has been out for a few days, and before, Inquisitor Mace used to be best in slot, but with this new amulet, Scythe is actually best in slot again. So that means that's my last inventory or gear change, setup, thing, whatever. Alright, time for the best and non-repetitive content. Week 10, 332 kills, and I received my 4th pet and got a skirt and a Nightmare Staff. Oh my god, yes, a volatile orb. Oh my god, yes. It finally happened. 3,662 KC. Holy shit. I'm so thrilled. And since that's the case, well, first, let's look at my log. All I have left is the jar, and I think Mass World and even small teams is the best route to take for this jar. I don't know actually. I would have to do research, but yeah. And I'm just so excited that I finally got it. Because knowing my luck, I was worried I was gonna go some stupid rate. But anyways, I'm gonna try to look into the jar and see what's the best route to take. I think the only good thing about getting the volatile orb this late is that, so Summer Summit news was just released recently and the volatile orb shot up because of it. The reason is because the volatile orb will get some buff or something like that. Because before that, I think it was around 80 mil. Actually, let's take a look. Yeah, so before Summer Summit, it was hovering around 90 mil. And this extra 30 mil obviously helps out. So I tested out Mass Worlds for a bit. I wasn't convinced at first, so I went back to Fasani. And because I did... Oh, whoa. That Eldritch Orb. Oh, alright. That's my second orb today too, so... Wow. So it's the end of day 74, and I did 84 nightmare kills. And during this grind, it got me thinking, should I just stick to Mass World instead of doing 5-mana Fasanis? And my answer is yes. Originally with Fasani, once I got the Volatile Orb, I was gonna go to 4K Fasani kills, but I thought about it, and sure, the extra money would be nice, but I shouldn't be putting myself through that torture again. I also thought 4K would be a nice clickbait title, but I think with a grind like this, like, that concept is good enough. So, as of now, I am officially done with Fasani's Nightmare. Now, as for 5-mans, it's not worth doing unless you have a max or near max efficient team. The 5-mans I've been doing were people from Mass Worlds, and yeah, they don't exactly play up to that level. And long story short, inefficient 5-mans or 1 minute slower than doing Mass Worlds. Now for the jar itself, the drop rate in normal Nightmare for the jar is 1 in 2,000, but if you're MVP, it's 1 in 1,900. Fasani, on the other hand, the jar rate is 1 in 4,000. I'm not really obsessed with numbers, so even though I am close to 4K Fasani kills, like, I don't think it's worth grinding out to the 4K anyways. And with normal Nightmare, I've been able to secure a lot of MVPs. So within a 9-hour session at Nightmare today, within 84 kills, I was MVP 78 of those 84 kills, which is a lot. So since I've had so much practice at Nightmare, and also the fact that I have a lot of endgame gear, or just max gear period, I'm able to secure MVP quite a lot. So I will fall into that 1 in 1,900 jar drop rate a lot. Now, going back to the drop rates, at Fasani, it takes roughly 512 hours to get to the jar. I haven't even reached 4,000 kills at Fasani, and it's not even guaranteed that I'll get it at 4,000. Whereas normal Nightmare, kills per hour will greatly vary depending on team and how active it is. But I've done some brief math, and I'll put it on the screen. But pretty much, looking at the screen, the rates are much faster just doing Nightmare compared to the Fasani. And I don't want to test RNG, so I'm just going to stick with normal Nightmare. So yeah, that's my plan. Hopefully it works out. But otherwise, time to start the normal Nightmare grind. So we're ending off week 11, and we got 127 Fasani kills and 161 normal Nightmare kills. I got the Volatile, Eldritch, and Hauberk, which gave me 494.4 mil. Okay, so after doing Mass Worlds for a good bit, I thought I would share some tips on what I do that helps me get MVPs. A lot of it just boils down to being selfish and thinking about yourself, like, honestly. So the setup is pretty much the same as Fasani's. I dropped the Elder Maul and the 3-tick weapon. I kept Din's Bulwark, and I have the Inquisitor's Mace. And I have no food. heavily relying on redemption because normal Nightmare does a lot of chip damage, and since mass worlds are so unpredictable, like if I were to teleport to the bank after a kill to resupply, there's a high chance that I would not make it back in time, and it does happen quite a lot. So with this setup, I want to prioritize staying as long as I can, so that's why I have so many restores, because having food in my inventory will just lessen my trips. So this is a high risk method, but it's very rewarding once you get used to it. Anyways, as for the fight, if you have 100% spec, use 1 for Void Waker. Otherwise, if you don't have 100, save that spec for Din's Bulwark. Din's Bulwark is very useful for both husks and parasites. For husks, it doesn't kill them like in Phosani's, but it's extra DPS, which helps out. And for parasites, it's the same exact thing. More DPS, and also, a lot of people don't like to kill parasites like me. So, lessening the parasite's health helps a lot in the long run because since the parasites heal the Nightmare in the first place, the longer the parasites are in the field, the longer the fight will last, which is less kills an hour. So as much as you want to be selfish, I think this is one of those times where you should kill the parasites, and that's why I brought Inquisitor's Mace, since it's a 4-tick weapon instead of wasting a tick using the Elder Maul, which doesn't even kill the parasite in the first place. So, since you're din specking the parasites in husks, do note that you should only do it during the melee phase. If you're on the pillar phase, don't even bother, because all the parasites in husks will be a little too spread out. Speaking of spread out, most people don't like to be near the tank in the first place, so you should be around as much people as you can, so that way, once the parasites and or husks come out, you can just spec and get as much DPS as possible. Now, for the pillar phase, the best advice I have is to enable the monster HP percentage on the pillars. What this does is tell you how much percentage the pillar is at, so that way, when it gets close to 100, you should switch to another pillar. And when you get to the last pillar, if possible, try to be as close as possible, because the hit is determined once your projectile actually hits the pillar. Even though you see the XP drop, it doesn't really count unless your projectile hits the pillar. In phase 3 of the fight, it's usually best to stand near or close to the person that's tanking. The reason for this is because of the spores mechanic that appears. If you touch or are near the spore, your attack speed will be reduced along with your prayer. And since your attack speed is reduced, obviously that means less DPS. And like I said before, people don't like being near the tank, so this is one of those times where you should be near the tank. But otherwise, if there's quite a bit of people around the tank, try to see if you can find a spot that's more deserted. And then plan accordingly whenever spores appear. As for the rest of my inventory, I only have 2 Sandfuse. You really don't get infected by the parasite that often, so you can save money by bringing restores. And then Guthix Rest is a just in case type of thing like usual. It's mainly used for the Sleepwalker phase in case people don't kill all the Sleepwalkers and you have low health. And that's pretty much it for the setup. Now for the alt account, it does have to do quite a bit of work as well. It does the usual heal and spec transfer, but I also use the stat restore potshare spell. And what it's used for in this case is after every kill, I use it to restore Tuna's prayer, so that way it enables me to stay for longer trips, as I'm not using my own restore in my own inventory. The only downside with using this spell is that if another player has accept aid on, they will also reap the benefits if they're close by. So what I usually do after every kill is just run to an edge of the room where everyone's not around. Because like I said earlier, it all boils down to being selfish. Because
That's my restore. You can't have it. Get away from me, freak.
And then after every kill, my alt teleports to Narda to restore his stats. And then if Tuna needs restores, I try to trade him after a Nightmare kill, but I have to be fast because some people like to tap Nightmare immediately. Ugh, I don't know who would do such a thing. So that's all the tips I really have. Besides that, just try to be smart with your attacks and your gear switches.
Day 78 at Nightmare. 5 kills.
Okay, I've done the most degenerate thing I've ever done, which is 4.5 hours of Nightmare without a break, which is surprising because I always take like a bunch of small breaks whenever I do grinds, but not today. 114 kills of Nightmare and 10 hours of gameplay. So I finally managed to figure out a method to stay in the room at all times, and it's actually kind of fun. It's very sweaty, but I enjoy it personally. But yeah, anyways, I'm done for the night. Oh my god, yes! It's over! Nightmare, it's over! Jar of Dreams! Oh my god, yes! 1459. I am 100% done with Nightmare. Yes! Oh my god, that just threw me off guard. Look at that! Green log Nightmare. Yeah, I can't. I'll be right back. Alright, I was excited, but I mean, not to the point where I was gone for 20 minutes, excited, but for probably the billionth time, Nightmare is complete. Ending off at 3,746 Fasanis and 1,459 normal. I was really expecting myself to go over 2k Nightmare kills, knowing my luck, but I'm glad that is not the case. But it's just so satisfying to have this out of the way, because this is literally the longest boss grind in the game, and it just kind of feels like a huge weight lifted off my shoulder. So, okay, all this moaning aside, the most important question is, how much money did I make off this grind? From normal Nightmare, I made 13.2 mil. I didn't really collect anything, honestly. And for some reason, my loot tracker from my previous, like, 1,000... How much is it? So, whatever, like 1,000-ish. It used to be on the loot tracker. I don't know why it hasn't refreshed this whole time, but oh well, I guess. Now, let's check out the tracker for Fasanis. Alright, there's Fasanis. A lot of these prices are inflated right now because Araxor came out recently, and Araxor is weak to crush, so that's why. But I made about 5 bill from 3,693 Fasanis that's tracked. And then along the way, I acquired 115 elite clues. So, it's pretty good money, actually. It's definitely helping me a lot. It's not worth the time investment, but it's nice. I keep thinking that there's something to say. I don't think there is. But, yeah, just having Nightmare out of the way, it's great. And to wrap things up, because I love to embarrass myself in every video, but I managed to gain rank 133 in the Fasani high scores. Oh, and one last thing to end the Nightmare grind. Originally, I was gonna make a bit where I was friends with Barack Obama, and I gotta do the long trip combat achievement, and I was gonna have him call some homies such as Justin Bieber, J-Lo, and Billie Eilish, but I don't feel like going through with that bit anymore. And to conclude things, I got the combat achievement, and I did it by myself because I have no friends, and I did it at 6 a.m. I don't have problems, right? Oh, right, forgot to mention for some reason, but I've spent 429.6 kills upon coming back to Nightmare. And then if you want to include my total KC, overall, I spent at least 645.36 hours at Nightmare. Yeah, that's a lot. That's bad.